What's up, everybody? I have another reaction for you, and this one is a movie, and it's an adaptation from a Broadway musical comedy that ran from 1938 to 1941, and it was distributed as a movie by Universal Pictures. The movie's called Hellzapoppin. Now, as always, subscriptions to the channel are free, so we'd love to have you, but let's get into the trailer.
Yes, folks. This is Hellzapoppin.
To the death!
Movies definitely looks a lot different than what we see today with CGI and everything else. And, you know, it still looks like it's got good energy, and the fact that it was an adaptation of a Broadway musical, so it had to have like a certain life to it in order to be performed live. This is, I think, based around a series of like skits that follow a vaudevillian troupe. So there's some good stuff to it. I haven't seen it personally, but there is a clip. And it's really, this is what it's all about for me. I'd seen this clip a few years ago, and to me, it just blew my mind that there was this sort of just choreography. I've always known people were capable and able of doing certain things, but this sort of choreography, and I've heard stories about how far and long these dancers went to practice, the extents they went to. So it's just a beautiful piece that is put into this. So I want to get into it and just have you guys enjoy this. I think you're really going to. So let's get to the piece that I'm talking about.
beat a beat. I feel a rhythmic brainstorm coming on. 1, 2, keep that rhythm heating. One more riff like that and I'll be gone. Oh man, don't stop now, we're jumping. Give everything the Lord now. This thing might turn into something. I ain't mistaken, here comes something now.
It makes me just smile inside every time I see that. And it's such an amazing piece of choreography in cinema history. I just think that it's so wonderful. And it adapts well because I'm sure on a Broadway stage, it had to be very lively. So you see it with the choreography. I believe that was Frankie Manning who did that. And then just to go in with the dance troupe, the Whitey's Lindy's Hoppers, which was a group who was creating like their own style in the Savoy Ballroom in Harlem in the 1930s and 40s. And they just like, how energetic was that? And that music was just beautiful. And them building up, they're all coming together. You saw the delivery men, you saw the house servants, you saw people in the working class, and at a time that may not have been glamorized, but they still came together through their own spirit to say, this is what we're passionate about, our music, our dance, our culture, and we still have a community, which is a beautiful thing. And they just explode into this tapestry of athletics, of choreography, of timing, of stamina, you name it. And the one thing that I really, when I watch it, and I'm watching sometimes the background dancers, and they're clapping and smiling and things like that, and I'm thinking, they have to just be so proud to watch the people that they've been working with countlessly for hours, rehearsing this, to have this down. And you just never know when there's going to be that mistake, that slip, that mishap or something, and then you have to start over in some aspects. So to see them just getting it, look at, like, you can see it's different through their eyes, because they know, they're like, oh, is he going to get it? He's going to get it. And so they're really cheering each other on, just in a way that is not acting, in my estimation. And I get it. And I was nowhere near that. But one time I got invited to be in a music video, and it was in a group of people that were having to dance and choreograph and things like that. And to learn something, even just in small segments and in a short amount of time, I found it pretty difficult. And I got 2 left feet, but that's a whole different story. But this is mastery. And for them to have really put together like their own style. I don't know much about Lindy hopping, things like that. So if you guys do, please leave in the comment what's your ace up the sleeve, your advice, comment, experience. Have you ever tried this? How familiar are you with it? When was the first time you saw this segment? First time I saw it was probably 5 or 6 years ago on social media. So that's a really great tool and thing about social media. They can bring us things that we may not have seen otherwise. But when I first saw it, it was mind-blowing. It's still mind-blowing, and I could watch it 2, 3, 4, 5 times in a row, just because there's so much to take in from it. And I love the energy of the music. I love the energy of the dancers. I love the energy of the people in the background. And then they get through this whole, production, and then they all collapse. And then I'm guessing their bosses, the homeowners that they are servants in, things like that, come out, and they're kind of, they got to see it and applaud it, but then what do? They all get up and scatter and run back to work, things like that. There's a lot to that, but the whole point is, this is a beautiful piece. It's a beautiful piece of choreography, great cinema. It was put together extremely well, and I'd like to know what you guys think about it. Is it your first time? Or have you seen it a bunch of times? Have you seen the whole movie? Leave something in the comments, because I think that it's a good reaction. It's something worth sharing, and it goes to show what people were capable of doing and have always been capable of doing before we have editing and the technology that we have today. It used to just be CGI. Now we're talking about AI. This is legit. This is what people actually did before there were those things. You just had to rehearse and do it. So shout out to them. And shout out to you for watching. And I hope this finds everybody in your place, pursuit, or beginnings of total health, mind, body, and soul. Peace, love, unity, solidarity. And as always, subscriptions and videos. So don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you soon.